And welcome back, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And it looks like there are some strange and bizarre tracks going all around, all over the places. But I wonder, is it a matter of someone trying to making these men in black capes? That's how the original term was, even though they more like look like robes. Benefit from them or what might be, but this looks suspiciously like a boss fight.
This is the kidnappers' camp. No sign of them. So, do we wait?
Help! Some crazy bastard kidnapped us and stuck us in this cave. Huh? Why would we know anything? We were too freaked out to even look at him. The kidnapper could be anywhere or anyone.
Cloud, it's them.
Shit. Aren't you a clever little puppy, sniffing out the truth?
Well, he is very clever, but it ain't a puppy, it's more like a kitten.
Where is he?
Think we just tell you? We're not your average criminals, kid. In fact, we're the world's greatest double act.
Ellie, the elusive.
Bury the breath.
But they have a monster.
I wonder what your friends would have paid for you. Guess we'll never know.
Don't overdo it.
Reaper Gloves attack. No, nothing really special abilities about on that one.
Okay. Get ready. Just taking a little break. Stay strong, okay?
We're up. My turn. Get ready.
I'm quite certain that it's gonna go stagger quite. Alright, the staggering, it doesn't seem to hurt it that bad.
Here I come. Here. Go on. Cut. This one's for you.
But it does really got quite big chunk of damage about from being staggered.
One more shot. You've got
Keep it together.
Go on.
You missed, you pest.
Take the lead.
So it's my turn? Yoo-hoo! Go on! This one's for you!
But I wonder, was this creature their pet or something of their own? Or just something, a random little critter they decided to make use of? Yeah, now it goes to stagger and goes down.
Give us the guy, or you're next.
Ah, shit. Now what?
Now nothing. Dog or no dog, we're never gonna be able to find that dude without us. Hear that? Give us the money, or we're gonna... What? Hey! We told you to stay put!
I knew we should have tied him up.
What? Old buddy of yours?
Barry, look. The kid's eyes. He's a soldier.
No wonder he wiped the floor with that monster. But time ain't on his side. Even the strongest ones don't stay strong for long. Sooner or later, he'll wind up like all the rest. Another mumbling hooded freak. Stay a while! Sure, you got lots to catch up on.
Suck it, losers!
Let him go. We got our man.
It's real strange that couple of morons, small-time petty crooks, seem to have quite good knowledge about what's going on.
Glad to see
Well-
your man's still alive. And see, for a few scrapes, none the worse for the wear.
Is it true that soldiers' cells degrade?
Believe me, if I knew, I'd tell you. But Shinra keeps a tight lid on everything soldier-related. Only doctors with access to those secrets of the company's own. I certainly don't qualify. If anyone here was gonna have answers, it'd be you, son. Been feeling under the weather?
Not really.
The procedure you boys underwent was cutting edge. So much so, I doubt anyone in the company knew what the long-term effects might be. The more information we have, the better. So, change your mind about that blood sample?
No.
Well, one of these days I'll win you over.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's Dr. Sheeran. He's been here since...
Now when I actually would look about that, how the situation goes. It would obviously be something like a case of... It would be a case of... Because when you look at... in the old version... soldiers are basically created by using combination of... Oh, they already did that one. Soldiers are basically created by using combination of first exposure to radiation therapy with Mako energy. That is the, you could say, the publicly known part, which has known side effect of leaving eyes into that strangely bluish green tone. Except with Sephiroth, he had a way more lighter tone of blue, and his pupils were like slits.
Wouldn't recommend going out there unless you got a death wish.
Well, I guess I have to go South Corel because I want. But I wonder, would this lead to the ropeway near to the... Oh, it doesn't seem to do so. Oh yeah, this is real on... I'm quite certain that it's in a Coral City, the route to the actual... the ropeway leading to the...
We ain't gonna
Oh yeah, there's the way up there, and up there to the Gold Saucer. That would be a very impressive thing, but I would wonder how much... it was in the original, it was quite big place. Of course, not as huge as the Midgard was, but it was still was quite big. Way bigger than Column or anything like... Well, if it must have been biggest location after, well, of course, the northern caves and the mountains leading to that. But it was bigger than...
Let's get a move on.
Yeah, let's go to Gold Saucer. I already did all the side missions in here, and I can't...
All the way to the saucer.
Hey, you can't let those assholes talk to you like that. We should go back and beat them up or something. Practically the whole damn town came out to crap on him. Someone tell me why I'm the only one who's pissed here.
I told you, I can take it.
You can take it, but he doesn't want to share.
What it was all about? They were talking like you sold them out for money, but I know that isn't true. That's not you. So how'd they get it so wrong?
Where the hell is it?
This about her? About Marlene?
Corral wasn't much. Decent place with decent coal. Decent folks, too. Rough around the edges, but big hearts. Salt of the earth. And I sold them all down the river. Took away their future and their hope.
But strangely enough, Gold Saucer isn't that golden
Happy.
in color. It looks more silver.
Soot and poor as dirt. But none of that mattered. We had friends and family, and that was enough. Till we learned about the miracle of Mako and all we'd been missing out on. And then we just had to have a taste.
So now only Dine is opposed.
Damn right I am. We can't just abandon the mines. Not after our fathers and grandfathers risked their lives to maintain them.
I hear you, Dine. I do. But nobody sees any future in coal. So I ask you, why break our backs working harder and harder when we're taking home less year after year?
If I may, sir. Once the reactor is complete, a portion of the revenue will go to the town. Your community will be preserved, or enriched, I should say.
Listen, man. This is your chance to give your daughter a better life than what we had.
You think I haven't thought about that? Come on. Are we gonna let some city slickers tell us our coal is worthless? We gonna let them tell us we're worthless?
It would seem we've reached an impasse. In which case, any further discussion would be a waste of breath. So, Mr. Mayor, shall we put it to a vote?
Well then, all in favor?
Later, the reactor was finished, and the trial run went off without a hitch. Everyone was ecstatic, convinced it was the dawn of a new era. Then one day, the reactor exploded. Y'all saw the aftermath. And then, Shinra came rolling into town. Burned everything. Innocent people in their homes.
Was that Scarlet? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That bitch.
I don't get it. Why burn the whole town?
To craft a story that it was all the work of a local insurgent group. But ain't no villager ever gone near the reactor. They lied right through their teeth.
Murderers.
That they are. Still, there's a whole lot of blood on my hands, too. I pushed for the reactor. I put us on the path that brought us here.
Barrett.
The saucer's waiting.
He feels guilty for a decision that with info then available was smart. And the game doesn't really tell what was the cause of the reactor explosion. Was it a sabotage?
Is this really how it's gonna be? Listen, I don't want your sympathy or your pity. You can keep all of that nonsense. I did what I did, and I can live with it.
But now as I wonder,
We gotta shake this off. We're about to rock up to the funnest place ever, the Gold Saucer.
Huh?
So turn those frowns upside down.
What in the hell? Ain't no one but you thinking about how much fun we're gonna have. Right?
Wanna have a look? It's coming up over there.
Glad to see we're all on the same page.
Look! Look, look, look! Something's coming! And hello to you too! This is incredible! Come on, come on! Shall we? Let's.
alright, I got kind of teary-eyed from the effect that entry the Gold Saucer had. In the original one, it was a complete moment of magic and awe. And they absolutely nailed that same sense of wonder and Owen's awe and wonder you have in that. Why would... But the men of Men in Black capes were not that big deal in the original one. At least in Gold Saucer, they were not big issue. But I'm quite certain that the Gold Saucer is gonna become much more prominent and complex location. And Shinra here again. Palmer.
Baron Wallace, Tifa Lockhart, and Cloud Strife. Look at them. Look! Waltzing around with the flower seller and Hojo's lab rat. Who are these people?
At least they're finally on a real wanted list. It's about time.
That's all well and good, but why am I in charge of handing out the posters? Don't they know I have a division to run?
I think you're where the president wants you.
Oh, funny that Palmer is getting some extra characterization, but he's perhaps one of the few people who have faced Sephiroth face to face and survived it.
The others are waiting.
That's already even though he survived that by just running away screaming, to do even that against Sephiroth is a feat worthy of, well, I'm still here, alive, and those who didn't do it are not alive. Oh, and this big entryway, it's here, it's way big. Well, this whole place is huge, way bigger than the original one. Of course, it had to be.
Bye there. Excuse us, coming through.
Oh, what is this going on?
Alright, everyone, let's get this party started! Hope you're ready to finish!
Welcome to our gilded paradise, the Gold Saucer. Dio, our director. And you, sir, are...
Cloud.
Well, Cloud, shall we do...
Let's go.
Now, when fate sets us a challenge, we must rise to meet it. Are you ready to rumble?
You can do this, Cloud.
Seconds and fight! Practicing? How prudent! All right! Come on!
Alright, it's... Oh yeah, it's a 3D brawler, which was a minigame in the original one. And these fighting polygon models are very much... you could say fancier versions of those which were with the original one. Oop.
Hope you're ready.
Dio was made into a very hilarious pro wrestling character stereotype. So yeah, I'm quite certain that they just added their dad's seed just to show off all their fancy graphical things, and I do say fancy, these are damn good graphics. Like I said, it's glistening oil.
Let's give our worthy contender another thunderous round of applause!
I just noticed that Cloud doesn't have a hair in his armpits.
Well, thanks.
Nice punching out there, Cloud.
A small token of my thanks. One golden ticket. Your ticket to paradise.
Cool. Let's go. Thanks.
In the original one, you had to either buy one-time ticket, which paid 3,000 gil, which in that game wasn't that kind of... It might have been something you didn't have when you went there, or you could buy the golden ticket with 30,000 gil, which would be one-time buy, but there would be other ways to get the golden ticket as well. But and there was also a nice appearance of that unknown cat announcer, at least in this phase, but he had a little tiny bit appearance in the original one as a cameo in Reeves.
Have your fun. While you still have time.
And more of these creepy Sephiroth appearances as well, which is good. It really starts to emphasize that it's his effect on Cloud. Because it was in the original one as well, the...
Why don't you and me go book us some rooms?
Well, the four of us are off. Come on, let's go!
Get some sleep, okay?
This is something like a gigantic indoor Disneyland. Well, I haven't been in Disneyland, but it's similar sense that there's character actors and just completely meant to be absolutely unreal location. And I absolutely adore this place. And we have these big fancy gliding things. Oh, and the ghost hotel. I don't think there should be any fighting incidents around here. Ghost Square. Yeah, it was the hotel, haunted house themed hotel. And it's very impressive visual stunt that they've had in this place. Holograms, illusions.
Can you believe this shit? This is what the planet's dying for. This is why we're bleeding her dry.
Yeah, conspicuous consumption doesn't really angers.
Marco, siphoned straight from the life stream, from our veins.
Hey, get a grip.
Oh yeah. Good. Well, he does cause some damage.
What do we have here? A man with a rain cloud over his head. So how about a reading to clear those somber skies? Whether it be dark or bright, I'll read your future right. Just didn't go shooting the messenger, eh?
This some kind of toy.
You lads, eyes up here.
Oh.
Fortune teller extraordinaire. Put it there.
It's a toy, all right. Pretty lifelike, though.
Come on, pal. Give us a smile. The Gold Saucer's meant to be a happy place filled with happy people, don't you know? So show us those pearly whites.
Back off.
Yeah, he's kind of cat mascot robot with a quite unexplained accent. Why he? It sounds like Scottish accent.
Someone's got a bee in their bonnet.
But that kind of juxtapositioning accent, contrasting accent, really actually fits him because KG, that's how it may be, is actually some sort of fey creature from Celtic mythology or Irish mythology. So him having either Irish or Scottish accent, hard to say, very strong one, makes sense. It fits the character, but why it would be that kind of Japanese cat mascot is just completely... It's a mess of different designs, but it's kind of fun, kind of cute. Yeah, they made this place grand and spooky. And Barrett's quite upset about...
Seems classy now.
But I...
And understaffed. Great. Hello?
Welcome, gentle sirs.
What the hell was that?
My most sincere apologies.
Got any rooms? There's 6 of us all told. Well, 5 and 1 pet.
Might I inquire as to what kind of pet?
He was joking. Make it 6.
Very well. Now then. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, gentlemen, but it appears we're all booked up for the night.
For crying out loud. What about the other hotels?
Forgive me, sir. But according to my records, all of our hotels are sadly fully booked.
What?
Hello again. Nowhere to stay?
And what's it to you?
Now then, did you want 1 suite or 2?
You trying to scam us?
I wouldn't dream of such a thing. And to prove it, I'll foot the entire bill myself.
Sure you will.
Well, aren't we a prickly bunch? You there, dangly man. Would you mind checking one more time?
Oh, a timely cancellation. The Tonberry and Eligor suites have just become available. Shall I book them for you?
It feels so good to do good. Alright, lads, enjoy your stay. Toodaloo!
Your suites are on the 4th floor. Please, proceed to the elevator at the top of the stairs.
Now, I'm spoiling the original one, in which Keiichi is actually Shinohara employee, and I am guessing it would still be one, and might be, and he's clearly associated with Reeve. But is it something that, aka the only sane Shinra higher up? Well, Palmer maybe also is quite sane.
You can answer any question?
But of course! Be it this, be it that, go on and ask the cat.
Okay, we're looking for Sephiroth. Think you can find him?
Oh, Sephiroth, you say? All right. Hold on to your underpants. Meow, 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 meow.
It's very much like Alice in Wonderland character.
Things are looking up, so throw caution to the wind. Put your trust in others, and a last-minute twist may pleasantly surprise you. What's this got to do with Sephiroth?
What indeed? Give me another chance. I'll get it this time. Come on.
Watch your belongings. Lucky color. Black? We're done.
Wait, don't go! Third time's a charm. Come on, you stupid thing. Anything the matter?
Seek, and you are sure to find. But alas, you shall forever lose what you cherish most.
The stars work in mysterious ways.
You good?
Yeah, it's just what I cherish most.
See what this crap does.
My apologies, sir.
Because, well, I would be saying about the graphics is that
You wish to go down, I presume?
4th floor.
is that I would if I would not know the context, I would swear that the Mog toy that it would be a real physical puppet and animatronics being operated instead of 3D computer model. Same applies. Its graphics of this game are ludicrously good, and only basically stylized facial appearances of characters betray that they are not real actors, especially female characters.
Under the name Palmer.
Director of Space and Aeronautics?
But even with the stylized facial appearances, the skin textures don't feel particularly bad.
What? No, we didn't.
Well, you did.
We did have you booked for the Tonberry and Eligor suites. Mr. Palmer sent word that they were no longer required.
That's impossible.
Is something wrong?
We lost the rooms.
What? Tell him who I am.
I did.
Yeah, it's quite obvious.
Well, no point dwelling on it. Now, where can a man get a drink around here? You, waitress?
Because now when I would look about it, it makes sense that it would be Reeve. But I would, or at least Reeve's giving access allows KG to do that kind of cancellation of hotel rooms. But now I would say that would Reeve be performing himself, or is it some sort of computer program basically running? Hard to say. Oh god, Tonberry tosas. Oh, it's like a Roomba, but it's Tonberry. Or robot vacuum cleaner, or how you wanna call it. Quite creepy.
Starting to miss Johnny's seaside flea trap. I'm gonna head out for a bit.
Cool.
But not for fun, just to take a walk. Hey, you've been acting pretty weird lately, Cloud. Rest up and shake it off. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
But now I would wondering, why would Barrett be wearing dog tags? They would imply that he is done military service. Was it something like a Corel had his own army? Or is it so that he served in Junon or Midgar military? Or maybe Corel counts as a separate, you could say, state entity by itself. Yeah, it's... Oh yeah, that kind of cutesy sound from Tonberry robot is quite, you could say, rational sounding. Oh, yeah. That was unpleasant. Well, that's a big bed. Yep.
More tired than I thought.
Alright, do I see blood veins beneath the skin? That means either somebody textured it so that well, or there was a complete... There are several layers of skin, like
Sorry,
in
man.
real life.
Feel like I failed you.
Okay.
Huh. Never seen material like this before. Something about the color.
Okay, that's the white materia. But Aerith, that
Didn't peg you as
Cloud has or knows with or whatever, her materia had become colorless, like white. Like, that's white materia, that's rare. Why? Okay, it's kind of strange sequence. What is... Oh, it was this kind of... Yeah, that's Cloud. It would not be... Yeah, he's catatonic. That would be very much as in the original one, after the Northern Crater events and after he bubbles to the surface, right at the other edge of the world, through their live stream. Massive macro overdose, basically just mind burned by all that knowledge and things of the live stream. And of course, because of his superhuman physique, it would be a case of one miracle that he's still even alive. But why is there's this case happening? Cloud and... It's strange. Oh, Elmira and Marlene. An old-fashioned television.
Would you care to join us?
Definitely. I'm starved.
You're supposed to say thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
No, you're supposed to say it now.
Thank you. Hey, did someone come by the house last night?
Oh, you must mean Biggs. He was just dropping off some food.
Then what's with the sneaking around?
You've seen those wanted posters all over town? Well, his face is on them.
Okay, now I know that
How do you know him?
I'd rather let him explain. So long as Marlene's here, he'll come around again.
He won't. Biggs isn't coming back. Tifa isn't coming back. Daddy isn't coming back. Nobody's coming back ever again.
Sure
I
they will.
hope.
And I know just how to prove it to you. I'll go and get Biggs. Right now.
Mean it?
Always do. Honest and true. But let me guess. You don't like dumb rhymes.
No, I like rhymes sometimes.
Not bad, kid. Not bad, kid.
So, is it some kind of alternate realities are starting to interweave, as in different events pushed together, or maybe past events of Cloud and Zack coming to Midgar are now pushed to the current events of Cloud leaving Midgar? It's something confusing, but then again, there was a presence of Gilgamesh, and Gilgamesh, Final Fantasy V had a big moment or tone of reality and layers, in that the villain's main plan was to merge two worlds together to
Thought I'd come see how you were holding up.
so maybe there, and of course Squaresoft has made that fighting game duo Dissidia Final Fantasy, in which heroes and villains of Final Fantasy game are placed into some sort of cosmological contest and do interact. So I would not find it impossible that Squaresoft would have jumped the bandwagon of
It's more fun that way.
would have jumped the bandwagon of the, you could say, alternate worlds and realities, which it's not something that Squaresoft hadn't done or couldn't do well, because Final Fantasies themselves are known to be, you could say, close to each other, if you could say how the realities would go and all that. But it looks like there's some sort of
Going down to the lobby, sir.
And if this is the date sequence of the original of the Final Fantasy VII, it might make sense that they would push it to this location of the game instead of the later phase. There's two, for some reason there's two clouds and two areas. But is it something like that the personality or soul could be only in one place?
Sorry.
There was a man in black robe, but a gun. Something stinks. It might be some sort of date, but it's gonna go horribly wrong.
See you again soon.
Oh, there's Chadley, alright.
Hello there, Cloud. It's not often I see you in the company of a single comrade. Oh, yes. I believe I understand the situation. Forgive me. I didn't mean to intrude. You're both overdue for a break. Enjoy yourselves tonight.
Well, thank you for your tact, Chadley. And I think it's time to end this episode right here. Also because recording is going.
Whatever it is you're off to today, allow me to be your guide. Your mobile guide.
Alright, I can do. I have. Well. Well, I wanna stay here, alright?
We look forward to serving you again soon, Kupo.
Yeah, I know that, and that Kupo is quite annoying. But, continuing next time. See ya.